Hey, I'm gonna turn that
Hey,
down.
I was
Or turn it
dancing.
like, I'll turn it like to here. Can you hear it at all?
Nope, a
How
little
about
bit.
now?
It wasn't that loud before.
Oh, it was between. Okay. Anyways. Hi, Roberta.
Oh my gosh! Hello, everybody.
I didn't expect you to
Hello.
be here until like 5 minutes ago. Thanks for joining me.
I was watching Gilmore Girls. I didn't even know this was the thing.
I love Gilmore Girls. The last time I rewatched Gilmore Girls was in 2019.
Oh, how fun! We're rewatching it. Well, my daughter's never seen it, so we're watching it together. And we just had the episode where Rory decides to go to Europe with her grandmother alone, and they just left. They just got on the plane and left. So the Dragonfly Inn is almost open. The Richard and Emily are separated, and Rory just did it with Dean. That's where we're at. Spoilers if
Okay.
anybody's never seen the show.
Dean ears, got it. Not a big Dean fan.
I like him better than Jess, but
Oh,
potato.
I don't like anyone better than Jess.
Jess your favorite?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I hate him. Abby's like social media bio, it says Jess Mariano apologist is what her bio says. I was like, what?
Oh my god, that's funny.
That's my kid. Anyway, hello.
So
Good afternoon, evening, wherever you hail
good
from.
afternoon. Good
7
afternoon. It's
o'clock
not
at
even
night.
afternoon where you are.
I know. Shh.
Yeah, so like I wanted to go live and just like update people because I have a bunch of new subscribers and I wanted to say hi and thank you. And also I wanted to say I hit my 4,000 watch hours this week and now my channel is monetized, which is pretty cool.
Now you're going to be making the big bucks. You're going to totally change and you're going to forget all of us little people.
I hope so. Oh my god.
Me too, actually. I hope you do get a ton of money and change completely.
Thank you.
That's the dream.
Says someone who's paying me.
Yeah.
Not for friendship.
Cheers.
To be clear, I'm not paying her to be here.
This Coke, it's Santa flavored Coke, this one.
Oh, yeah, well, mine too.
Oh my gosh, how cute. Anyway, so what are we talking about today? What's going on? What's happening?
So, what did I put in the thumbnail? I don't know. I just thought I haven't gone live in a while and I wanted to say hi and thanks everyone and like catch up on just like where I've been and what I've been working on and whatever anyone in the chat wants to talk about, and we can talk about stuff that you and I have been working on. And
yeah,
how was your Thanksgiving? We can start with how was our holidays? I don't know.
My Thanksgiving was exactly as expected because Thanksgiving is my least favorite holiday of all time. And something always goes wrong because it's the first big holiday that everybody's back together. And everything that could go wrong went wrong. And it was hilarious because none of it was my fault. And I just got to watch like a giant fishbowl. And that never happens. I'm usually always in the center of like things going wrong. It's usually me, but not this time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I set boundaries this year.
Yes, I did too. I think originally we were supposed to host and we did last year, and it just I felt so unmotivated and uninspired to do anything celebratory in any way whatsoever for any reason, but especially like to celebrate, I don't know, the settler colonial roots of our nation. Like, it seems like a
Right.
really weird time to be doing that.
It just feels like the most misogynistic holiday of all the holidays, because not only is it like praising colonialism and like, manifest destiny, but also it's like a woman's holiday. Like, hey, little lady, is
Yeah.
the turkey done yet? Hey, little
Right?
lady, did you finish the dishes? When's the pie coming? And it's always been like that in my family. And I'm just like, I
Mm,
don't want to be that way. I don't mind doing it when it's my choice, but when it's like expected, I don't like it.
yeah.
But this year, everybody had their own thing, and I just only had to bring appetizers, and nobody really. Nobody, my family, I love my family. I want to preface this by saying I love my family very much, on the off chance that they ever see this, which they never will. But it's
They will
just a
when I'm
little
famous.
it's just a little chaotic. Yeah, this will be the one
They'll
interview
be
that
like,
they like people like
Roberta knows
search back
Michelle
for.
Carpenter?
Like, what? Did you hear what Roberta said about that one Thanksgiving? So I'm divorced, and so we split Thanksgiving, and like I wanted my daughter to see both sides of the family, so I didn't make it to the Thanksgiving I was supposed to be at for a few hours after it started, but I was given appetizers as the meal. And I was like, so my sister's like, wait, you're going to be like 3 hours late? Aren't you bringing appetizers? And I was like, you're the one that put me in charge of appetizers. Like, that I have other things to do. So it was fine. It really was fine. And then our brother-in-law on the other side of the family was the one that decided to make the turkey, and he's Peruvian. And so he wanted to do this like Peruvian marinade, and it was just very cilantro-y. And then there was this, I thought it was gravy, and you know this story, but I thought it was gravy. And so I get my plate and I get my turkey, and we had brisket and we had mashed potatoes, and my sister made cornbread stuffing, and there's Brussels sprouts, and there's all this stuff. And at Thanksgiving, if you can't drown your plate in gravy, like what other day you can you? And I'm sitting right in front of the gravy boat. So I just pick it up. I said, oh, is this the gravy? That's what I said. And I got back a resounding, yeah, that's the gravy. And so I poured it on everything. And then I took a big, and I was like, this is kind of a chunky gravy. Maybe it didn't get whisked. We were busy. Sometimes gravy's chunkier than it should be.
I don't remember this.
And I go to take a bite of my mashed potatoes that I have covered in this chunky gravy. And it was like a cilantro jalapeno, like raw, like chimichurri, but not sauce. And it was on everything.
Don't eat that the same way as gravy.
And I was like, oh, and it was more like something that you would just put on the turkey.
Oh my God.
And so I just sort of picked around what I had ruined. Nothing was bad. It just, I did it wrong. It was dimly lit. I should have asked more questions. I should have asked additional questions once I got a very simple, yeah. I should have been like, are we sure? What did you put? It was fine. So I have vowed to make my own turkey and stuffing and Thanksgiving and all of this cilantro turkey. See, Mallory knows.
Oh, Mallory remembered. Okay.
Everything tastes like cilantro. It's not that it's bad. It's just cilantro is not a Thanksgiving flavor. And so it just sort of threw me off a little bit. It just wasn't because I had no idea when I took a big old bite of everything. And I was like, what is this interesting spice that I'm tasting? And Bobby's like, oh, it's cilantro. And I was like, yep, it is absolutely, it is cilantro. Yes, exactly. So it was just it was just funny. That's all. I just had it was funny.
That's
and then
amazing.
we didn't even stay for dessert. I was tired and I had to get back home to my dogs, and I didn't even get to. I'm just going to redo a little mini Thanksgiving for myself and just eat leftovers for the whole week. I think I'm going to do that on Monday or something.
Yeah. That's the one thing I miss about not having made a turkey here is having the leftovers, because my favorite part of my favorite Thanksgiving food, if you will, besides mashed potatoes, which is just my favorite food in general. So it just kind of, you can't count it for my favorite Thanksgiving food, right? But my favorite Thanksgiving food besides that is just like leftover turkey sandwiches, literally. Just with mayo and white bread. For some reason, and maybe some like pepper.
I feel you on that. At Easter time when we have ham, it's like a roll with ham and mustard.
The Hawaiian
that's all
roll.
I want. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm into that. I'm into that.
Yeah. So I basically we decided to kind of cancel hosting Thanksgiving, or like at least, you know, see what the vibe was with everyone who was supposed to be there anyway, like the weekend before. Because like at this point it's like, okay, well, if we're gonna do this, we have to buy a bird or something like today. And so let me tell you, do you know that that skit that oh, what's his name? He's so funny. He's a stand-up comedian.
Mike Birbiglia.
Drug problem, I think.
I was gonna say Dave Chappelle, but I don't think it's a problem. Mitch
like
Hedberg had a drug problem.
Line. Oh my god.
A comedian with a drug problem? What kind of drugs? Coke, meth, weed? What's the drug? I gotta narrow it down here. Oh, before I forget, I found this really cool TikTok on like
John Mulaney.
Oh, John Mulaney. Yes, yes, he's great. He's hilarious.
Yeah, no, the reason that I thought of him was because my favorite joke by him ever was is canceling plans is like heroin.
Oh yeah, you could have said that. I would have known. I would have known from the joke.
Well, I didn't remember how it was.
Yeah, canceling plans is like heroin. I saw a TikTok on the cool like new hack for Thanksgiving leftovers, and you take a mini waffler, which apparently everyone has a mini waffler. I don't, but I can get one. And you put the stuffing, and you make a stuffing waffle.
I'll call my pampered chef chick.
What?
I said I'll call my pampered chef chick. I'm sure they have one.
The pampered chef mini waffler. You make a stuffing waffle, and then you put mashed potatoes.
Anyone who's watching this from Reddit.
That was a joke. Fully sure. Totally
I don't
a joke.
Actually shop.
We don't have a chick.
Pampered chef chicks. I buy pampered chef at the thrift store like a normal person.
Stuffing waffle, mashed potatoes, turkey, cranberry sauce, gravy. You could dip it, and it's an open face Thanksgiving stuffing waffle sandwich. Or you can make 2 stuffing waffles and make an actual sandwich. But I was like, that elevates the game a little bit.
I'd eat that.
I would totally eat that.
I would eat that for sure in a heartbeat. Okay, let's say hi.
Hello from Georgia.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Mallory. What else is going on tonight? Oh, because Jen said so much is going on tonight. And I already answered. Oh, hi, Alicia. Alicia is one of my new moderators in the Discord. I think it's the same Alicia. Hey, Peace Dog. Peace Dog, also from Discord. What up? Samantha. This was what else was going on tonight. Down the Rabbit Hole News on YouTube went live with Aaron, and he gave more information about all his side, if you will, of like the aftermath.
Yeah.
The flaptermath.
The flaptermath.
Just kidding.
Look, you know me, notoriously, I don't follow drama very closely. I know like only the big chunks, and I don't know all of the nuance of things. So when people ask me my opinion, I'm like, I don't know yet.
I don't got one for you.
I don't know yet. So yeah.
I skipped Nico. 907. Oh, we just got caught up to where we actually went live. Cool. All these people are probably gone already.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Hi, Mallory. And Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hi from North Georgia, everyone.
Well, I will say that Kelly Copter and I had a conversation yesterday on the show. Woo! And that episode will be coming out within a couple weeks. So that was really fun.
Oh my God, she's amazing. I love Kelly.
We had a good time. We told a lot of jokes. You know how it gets when we start trauma dumping on each other and start making really inappropriate dark comedy jokes? That's exactly what it was like. It was fantastic. We had a really good time.
Yes. I talked to her for like 2 hours on StreamYard without even going live last week. Just like, because we're like planning a collaboration down the line, and we kind of wanted to just like get on the same page, and we just like, I can't believe how much we're like the same person, but she's like so much younger than me. It's weird. She's a
Yeah,
lot
no,
younger
she's
than I
super,
thought.
super sweet. Super sweet.
Not
It was
that
a
she
very
doesn't
fun
look
chat.
young, but yeah, she's
It
got a
was
lot
a
of like
it was a very
life experience. Yeah, I don't. You used to live in Georgia. What's in North
Mhm.
Georgia?
I used to live in Atlanta.
Where is that in Georgia?
Atlanta is
I don't
in
have a
the
geography.
middle-ish west northwest, but like not near the border. Like it still takes like an hour ish to get to the border of either, but it's like an hour south of Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Alabama's on the other side, like an hour
Mm,
west, east of Alabama, Georgia.
cool.
It's probably even more.
Oh,
Athens, I think, is more north.
the sunrise dawn. I'm glad that you like the aftermath. That's what I've been calling it in the Discord. And I'm like, but it's also like, I don't know. Maybe someone will be offended by it, but whatever. I think it's kind
Colt
of funny.
portmanteau, it works. You can
Hey,
use. I
Jilbo.
allow it. I'll allow it.
Uh, Nico is still here after waiting for us to come on. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Nico.
And we've got a few people from Minnesota, right? Both
Minnesota.
of these are Minnesota.
Never
I
been to
don't know where she
Minnesota.
is. I have. Tyler has family there.
I think I might have is there an airport? I might have flown in Twin
Yeah.
Cities, St. Paul. I've been to I've been there. I've been to the St. Paul airport, but it was like I never left.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy the
near,
sticker on my map.
near Tennessee, near Chattanooga, Tennessee is where she's at in Georgia.
Yeah, see?
Cool.
I knew it was Tennessee.
Very nice. Very nice. I love Tennessee. Oh my gosh, the UK is in the house. Isn't it like 4 a.m. or something? 5 a.m.? 4?
Maybe early.
I
Well, I
don't know.
know. I think it's in the morning because every time that we go live in the
Of course
morning.
we have an airport. No, I think she meant like
Well, no,
they
like
really
a big airport.
We do have
like
a
an
big
actual.
like an international airport
Yeah, like an
and
international
a lot of
airport is what I
connections
meant.
to like LA.
Of course you have an airport, but I mean I meant like a big airport that I would have randomly landed in, and it's the Twin Cities airport.
Isn't there Minneapolis?
My brain is scrambled. So
Yeah, well, I don't have one, so
know what I mean and know what I say. And I was just in Dallas.
This is another one of my new mods. You guys, I finally got mods in the SPTV Discord. It's a long time coming and much needed right now. And mine are fabulous.
Sorry.
Boring, Ohio. I can't say that I would know. Wait, have I been to Ohio?
I've been to Ohio. I've been to Mansfield and like Cleveland area, Akron and Cleveland. And Columbus technically, but we just drove
Columbus. I've been to Columbus. I went on a trip. I went on a church trip to Columbus. Did I ever tell you that for like 3 or 4 different trips, I'll have to think about it, but when I was between middle school and the end of high school, I went to a bunch of NCYCs, which is National Catholic Youth Conference, and like people from like teenagers, like teenage Catholic teenagers from Catholic teens, like Catholic youth groups from all over the country, obviously, just all come, and it's like the Democratic National Convention or the it's what it's like it's always in a different
but it's
big
Catholic
city.
teens.
But it's Catholic teens with oh my gosh, I have some funny pictures from this. Oh my god, that would be funny to revisit. I bet there's something culty about it too, because there is definitely something culty about the 20,000 of us singing in the auditorium together.
Michelle,
huh?
It's a Catholic teen convention. It's absolutely culty.
I don't really think about Catholic cults. I know they exist. Like the People of Praise, I think, is a Catholic cult, but like I don't really think about it because like all of the ones that I've heard of are not that. That's why.
Because my Catholic cult isn't like that. Mine's different.
I really don't think that the church I grew up in was a cult. So
No, probably not. Probably not. It's probably safe.
yeah, I really think it is.
But maybe
right.
not the camp.
Who? All right. Columbus here. Oh, what's this?
Catholic
My
youth
sleep pattern
organization.
is random from fibromyalgia. I just woke up after crashing. Oh, you're the one from the UK, right? I feel you. I also have fibro, and I feel you. Unfortunately, I have felt like a semi flare coming on, and it just started to kind of maybe seem like it's not going to. So, hence the like name of my live tonight. I have spoons, so here I am, because I haven't had spoons enough to go live in a long. Well, I've gone live like 3 times with you in the past week, but just for your Patreon.
But it's in the morning too. So
Yeah,
it's like
it
a
is.
totally different thing. It's like right when your spoons get reloaded.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you just woke up with a bunch of spoons. Come on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I just explained that to Abby. Spoon theory.
You did?
Uh-huh.
What did Abby think?
Well, because she was talking about because our roommate has chronic illness, and a lot of times, well, she doesn't like to act like she has chronic illness, so she overdoes it all the time.
A lot of us don't,
right? And then she's down for like 4 days. And I was like, if you just went a little less, you could work every day as opposed to working super hard one day and then zoinking out for 4 days. And so Abby was asking me, and I was like, oh, spoon theory. And I explained it to her. I said, you have so many spoons. And then she asked me why it was called spoon theory. And I said, I wasn't sure. And she could look it up. And then she looked it up and she told me, but I don't remember. Why is it called spoon theory?
Hang on. I had to exhale a little bit.
Like, I'm out of spoons. You're not learning until tomorrow.
Well, it's the Christine. What is her name? Is Heather here in the chat? There's like 16 people watching. Heather, are you? No, because she's in the UK. What am I, crazy? Sorry, that was just me kind of like talking to myself there, and also being a little ableist. Sorry. Any whoosie. What was I saying?
Spoon theory. Why spoons? Why it's spoons?
I mean, that's just the metaphor that Christine, what's her name, who came up with it, chose. But it's actually like,
I'll find the text.
It's a very easy to find blog post blog or article where it originated. Let's see. I'm gonna look at some more of these chats if you're gonna look that up.
Okay.
CYO
Catholic Youth
Organization is quite culty. Kaz is Catholic.
I'm so sorry. She says, Mom, it's called spoon theory because it's a spoonful of energy. So that makes sense.
I could see that. But I think that's like a later interpretation of it because I've never heard of that before and I've been using it for years. I could be wrong.
I'm sure.
Although Tiff says the use of spoons is like as a measuring example. Maybe I totally blocked out part of what I knew of it. That's something I'll need to reread.
I don't know why spoons just is.
I have links to it on my website. Like I reference it all the time. It's clearly part of my life. Kaz, is the Catholic Youth Organization who puts on the National Catholic Youth Conference? Because I don't know anything about who put on NCYC. I just like got on a bus or a plane or whatever and went with a bunch of kids to another state for a week every other year, and it was super fun. It definitely was like there were definitely some like indoctrination, obviously, and like weaponization of emotion and music and things like that going on. But like I was kind of vaguely aware of it at that point anyway, because like around that age, I was not a practicing Catholic. I just still went to Catholic school and did all of these fun things because I wanted to be able to sing. So the easiest way for me to do that was to be a cantor in the choir, and just like, it was just a huge part of my life. And I when I decided or realized that I no longer wanted to be Catholic anymore, the direction I went in was Wicca, which is very similar to
Yeah,
Catholicism.
very Catholic.
So it was pretty easy to integrate. I don't know how I
Yeah.
got off on that, but
I'm
I'm
sorry
curious
I keep
about that.
yawning. I'm
You're
like,
fine.
I finally sat down and I'm just like, oh, so
Jen
sleepy.
has no sleep patterns. I stay up watching Christmas movies, fall asleep. Cat wakes me up, watch another movie. She's fall asleep, rinse, repeat. Word. What's your favorite Christmas
Yeah, I was gonna
movie?
say, what's a
What
good
are you
Christmas
watching
movie
them
this
on?
year?
I'm supposed to be like promoting Hallmark Movie Channel and their app. Their ads, you can actually there's an app that you can download and watch Hallmark Christmas movies all
What's
day
the
long
first?
on
Tomorrow?
it. Yeah, that's Mallory's birthday.
Oh, that's right. Happy Mallory birthday early. That's right.
Oh, Tiff. Why? Why? Oh, because of your advent calendar?
Yes.
I can see it in your eyes. Just thinking
Well,
about
because I
that
was
advent
thinking,
calendar.
no, because I was like, oh, well, I can't do it in the morning because I have to go to the salon, but I have to do this, but I will have to do it later. I really was. I was wondering when I was going to have time to open my advent calendar and make a video tomorrow.
Oh my god.
I committed myself to it.
You did.
I hate it when I do that.
Oh, Tiff. Tiff has MS and fibro and lupus. Yeah, lupus. Yeah, don't you think the wake up is rough? My friend, if I didn't also have ADHD and have a prescription for Adderall because of that, I don't know how I would wake up ever.
Where's Hallmark Christmas Con at? Is it in KC?
It's typically in Atlanta, I think. Well, it's either in KC or Atlanta. I might be thinking of the vendor show for Hallmark retailers to go to.
Hallmark Christmas Con.
You might look that up. It could be in KC or LA.
And girl Jen's
I don't know.
going. She says I'll be there 3 days and have photo ops.
Oh, really? I'm not looking at those comments yet. I didn't see those yet. I mean,
Oh,
let me see them. Where is that?
this one's in New Jersey. She says.
Oh, New
It's at
Jersey.
the
Okay,
very
cool.
bottom.
Oh, sick. Oh, there you are.
Christmas Con.
No way. Okay, well, I don't know why I don't know more about that. I'm curious though. Well, I mean, talk to me about that, Jen, in the Discord, because I work for Hallmark.
And that's what made me think of the advent calendar. Because there was a Hallmark Christmas countdown movie thing with the chocolates in it. And it was a thick one because the chocolates were like fancy chocolates. So it wasn't like a thin, you know what I mean? It was like a thick advent calendar because the little pockets were deep because the chocolates are so big.
Deep pockets.
Deep chocolate pockets.
Yeah. Hallmark.
That's what you got to
when
look
you
for.
care enough to get the deepest pockets.
Yes. I think I might go get 2 more advent calendars tomorrow.
Where's Max? I need Max.
Be stupid.
Anyways. Yeah, you should do that. I grew up in the Church of the Nazarene. Still go there. We have something similar every 4 years called NYC. Oh, okay. Nazarene Youth Convention. I went to the one in Phoenix. It was so fun. Okay, the ones I went to, the NCYCs I went to were I went to Atlanta. That wasn't the first one though. I went to Columbus, Ohio, Galveston, Texas. No, Houston, Texas. It was in Houston. We went to Galveston to go to the beach.
Oh, really?
Wait, we're from Missouri, so.
Did we? No. I was talking about this when I was in Dallas. and we were talking about the Uber driver, and it was me and Tara and Collier in the Uber going to the airport, and because the woman was from San Diego, so we were talking about the beach, and all of us being from California. I was like, well, where do you go to the beach here? And I think Tara was like, do you guys, or Collier was like, do you guys go to Galveston? And she just bust out laughing. She was like, that is the jankiest, nastiest beach. She was like,
Oh
there's
yeah,
dead fish everywhere.
it's
And she was like
disgusting.
going off about how gross Galveston.
It was disgusting, Roberta, but when I tell you it was the first time most of us had ever seen the
Yeah.
ocean, like it didn't really matter. It was like it was still beautiful because we're
No,
we're like
yeah.
from honky tonk, Missouri kids.
Well, also that was
we
where
had
the
tra-
body
we had
parts washed
traveled
up on the.
like 22 hours in a sweaty bus with each other with a bunch of 13-year-olds to
Galveston
get
looks
there.
like the Wizard of Oz, like Oz, the city of Oz at that point.
We're not in Kansas no more. Hey,
Oh,
pup groomer.
yeah, I didn't even realize. Yeah, you're not
The
in
only kind of
Kansas
groomer
anymore.
I
That was
like.
a joke I didn't mean to make. Um,
My
that Galveston Beach.
fun fact, Otto, my Otto's namesake, Otto, my great grandmother's husband, so like kind of like my great step grandfather. But anyway, he helped build and paint the set for The Wizard of Oz. That was my fun fact.
Really?
He was a hobo
Did he live in a hobo
on
camp?
trains. No, he lived on
He
trains,
train hop?
traveling from job to job. And that was one of them. Isn't that crazy? I want to know more about his life, but
No.
I don't think there's anyone who could tell me
No, I
about
was
it
like, are there
anymore.
any hobos around still?
Oh, I would love to know more about Otto's life
Yeah.
specifically, but yeah.
The hobo lifestyle is very fascinating to me, I think.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Fun fact about Galveston Beach, that's where the body parts washed up in the documentary The Jinx.
I haven't seen that.
About Robert Durst.
Didn't see that one.
HBO, it's so good.
Okay,
I
need
feel
to
like when
get more
Making a
of these.
Murderer came out, it was like one of the very first
yeah.
like shocking true crime documentaries
Oh,
where people are like, "What? Making a Murderer?" I think it was the truth. Anybody else?
I went to NYC back in '95 with a large group of kids from the state of Georgia. Oh, to the NYC. Yeah. Not to New York City.
I'm sure they were really fun. I mean, they're less culty because it's mostly kids, you know? It can't be too weird. Kids will figure it out. Because I went to a Christian summer camp like every year for several years and it never felt culty. But like looking back on it now, I'm like, oh, yeah, there was some culty stuff. That's a legit wish. Deep chocolate pockets. That's how you know. That's how you know.
That's how you know. Deep chocolate pockets. That's how you know we care enough
to send the very best.
To send the very deepest, at least.
The very deepest.
This
is going off the rails. So what else is happening? Give us the update. Did you go shopping on Black Friday? Someone expressed their concern that I had shopped on Black Friday.
I didn't shop because I was boycotting.
Right, but I have a daughter.
I wouldn't ask anyone else to do that. And I also was broke.
I wouldn't have gone. I hate shopping on Black Friday. But Abby, hold on.
What about me?
We're live, so be careful. What's up?
I just want to show you something really quick.
This is Abby.
Hi. Okay.
We were telling them about how you figured out what spoons meant.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Presentation.
Bring it closer so everyone can enjoy.
Oh yeah, everybody enjoyed this.
So awkward Josh Hutcherson edit.
Oh my god, no.
Is this what you've been doing?
No, this is a YouTube video.
Oh.
Hey, remember it was the one that I showed you?
Oh, thank God.
It was made 9 years ago.
here.
Okay, that's all. I was putting
Wow,
Snapchat
thank you,
filters on.
Abby.
Thank you, Abby.
You're welcome. Should I take a bow?
Yeah. And now a curtsy that gracefully.
This isn't even my show. This is Michelle's show. So this is a whole set of people that don't even know who you are.
A whole
Well, they
set of
should because
16.
I'm actually more famous than you. So.
Well, I'm not famous at all, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and actually I am too, so see.
She can play that on her saxophone.
Oh my god. Did I send you that saxophone
Enough!
video? Did I send you that saxophone video yesterday?
No. And if you did, I didn't watch it, so send it at the end, but I didn't see it. Abby plays the saxophone, and the other day she was like messing around playing something else, and it sounded like the whistle song. And I said, "Are you playing the whistle song?" And then she like by ear figured it out, and then she was like, "Oh," and then she was
That's
playing it, and I think I
awesome.
sent it to you of her
That's
playing
awesome.
it.
No, you did. I did. I do remember that now. Hmm.
I'm just like, what is this?
I'm gonna try the StreamYard guest app to see if I can share something from there from my phone to here.
StreamYard has a phone app?
I just said that in the group chat a bit ago. I was like, "Whoa, game changer!"
I
You
missed
can't
that.
you can't do it as a host, but you can have your guests come on from their phone.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So I'm gonna see if I can do that, but just share my phone screen or a video from my phone to here. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think so. You can't host from your phone, but you can guest from your phone, and you can share from your phone.
I don't know. That's what I'm gonna find out.
I don't know. I just finished editing my episode. I know that you guys probably talk mostly about Scientology over here, huh? But you talk about MLMs over here too. I just finished editing my episode with Jane Marie. Very funny. If you are a fan of Jane Marie, who is the host of the podcast The Dream, they're in their third season now. The first season was about the history of MLMs. The second season was about the wellness industry. The third season that's out right now is about the coaching industry. And a couple of people that we know were guests on this season of The Dream. Specifically Jennifer Riola, which she's amazing, and she's been on my show too. But Jane, who has become a friend over the years, came on the show to not only talk about season 3, but she has a book coming out in March called Selling the Dream. And I'm excited about that. But our talk was really cool because she used to be one of the producers on This American Life, which was one of my favorite radio shows and favorite podcasts of all time. And it's really interesting. Like we talked about what it's like how podcasts have changed over the years. And she's like, it's so funny that you call This American Life a podcast. She's like, I remember like recording the tape cassettes that people would buy on the website to like have to listen to the show.
I told you my version of like what I consider myself to have been one of the first podcasters because of how I ingeniously used LiveJournal back in the day, because they LiveJournal in like 2007 came out with this like super cool new feature where each LiveJournal account had a phone number assigned to it, and if you called, or no, like you could call LiveJournal and then put in your account number or something, you could leave a voicemail up to 5 minutes long on this phone number, and it would upload as a voice post on LiveJournal. And it was like my first introduction to communicating in this way with an audience and not just like specific people. And I don't know, I think that was probably a few years after podcasts technically started, but that was like my first experience with anything like that.
Well, I have an anti-MLM podcast,
and I love
and
that.
most of my guests are anti-MLM or were in MLMs. But I just got out of Cult Month, and before that was True Crime Month. So we had a couple a good run of episodes that weren't necessarily MLM specific, but there were a few MLM episodes in both of those months. Well, no, I don't think cult stuff like MLM came up, but there wasn't anything super specific that was specifically MLM, but just references to similarities of different cults and how they are run very similar. And like we talked about fundamental Christianity and Scientology. And then I just did a really quick little mini deep dive into Twin Flame Universe because I'm going to be talking to one of the survivors and having them come on the show, and that will come up soon too. So I'm always I'm the mover and the shaker of the back. I was like, oh hi, you're in a documentary. Would you like to come on my podcast? So I'd like to talk to you about some things.
And that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. So now that we're back in December, well, we will be soon. My December episodes come back, and in December on my show, we do just like fun stuff. We call it Holiday Magic, named after the defunct pyramid scheme Holiday Magic that was shut down in the 70s. And we do just fun stuff. So the first episode is with Jane Marie, the host of The Dream.
Amazing.
And it's funny because we don't talk smack, but I'm going to say we talk smack on Robert Fitzpatrick, and it's really funny. But not really. It's not real smack talk. It's silly smack talk.
And it's especially not smack talk for someone who doesn't care at all.
Right. And that was that's our whole point about how he sort of interacts, and he was like,
he is so just like in his own totally relevant, like helpful, tangential role, like, but totally in his own world about it. I love it.
It was a fun. It was
that's where I want to be. So, Paintbox Tunes. Were you not expecting anti-MLM to come up? How new are you to my channel? Because I talk about anti-MLM typically more even than like SPTV stuff, but for the last couple of months, I've really been like down the rabbit hole, if you will. You know, the last couple of months I say that, but you know, it's been a while. But it really I think it started like when you got so excited to meet Mike and Leah. Yeah, you. I was like, I hadn't thought about the Aftermath series since I'd seen like one episode of it. It didn't resonate with me the first time I watched it, so it didn't really stick with me. And then I started listening to their podcast, and that was my whole introduction to Scientology. Was when you went on there, I continued to listen to more of their podcasts, and that was my introduction to Scientology. Really, because I knew it was bad, and I knew that I knew quite a bit about it, but not I didn't know any stories of people who had come out of it until then. So it was Mike, really, that,
no, Mike and Leah were very helpful for me in answering a lot of questions when I was leaving and figuring things out and going, and then when this is what we talk about with Jane, is that Mike and Leah, I left LuLaRoe because I was like, this is not a business. Like, it's very obvious to me that this is some sort of scam and I'm not interested. And so I left because it wasn't a business, but I didn't realize it was a cult, and I didn't know what an MLM was. And so Leah and Mike helped me realize what I was in was a cult. And then Jane helped me realize what I was in. Well, gave language to what I knew was happening, but I didn't have the language because I didn't know there was history. And then Jane introduced me just on The Dream to Robert Fitzpatrick. And I was filming the Vice documentary when The Dream came out, and that's what I was listening to on the long drives back to LA and things. And so I just remember getting out of the car and being like, I don't know who this guy is, but I've been listening to this podcast on the drive up here, and you guys got to talk to this guy. His name's Robert Fitzpatrick.
Right.
I was like, you got to talk to him. You just have to.
That's amazing.
Yes, I am that life after MLM lady. That's me.
Yes. I work on the podcast too, y'all.
Yes, and Michelle.
My name's in the credits now, so I can say that.
Michelle is our Emerald Princess Diamond of Robots. What is it? Triple Princess Diamond of Robots.
Triple Emerald Princess.
Triple Emerald Princess. Look, I just re-recorded the Christmas one, so I just said it today. Where does it say? Triple Emerald Princess of Robots. There it is. I apologize.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Paintbox Tunes is new from Kelly Copter. So Kelly
Kelly's
went live on Sunday, I think it was, this past weekend, and I love Kelly so much, and, I think people were asking in the chat about Goldie because she had referenced, like, she'd mentioned Goldie, and nobody really has talked publicly about Goldie still. And so some people are in the chat like, oh my God, this is the first I've heard Goldie's name in over a month. I haven't seen her in the chats. What's going on? And so
Oh,
Kelly directed a bunch of people to my video about her. And so I mean, this is just a guess on Paintbox Tunes, but probably came from that video. Well, you
yeah,
came to the
yeah,
right place because we do more anti-MLM than that Goldie crap. That was out of
yeah,
necessity.
yeah. It's a
I
lot.
felt
Like I feel like your content, as with my content, is more victim focused and more understanding and education focused than like pointing and judging.
yeah, that I mean that's what I go for. And I mean when I go live, sure, I get kind of feisty and snarky, but that's just I can't hide who I am and I wouldn't want to, but
Right.
that is not the primary focus of my work or anything. Let's see. So many channels to check out, but I really really want to thank you, Michelle, for giving us the info on Goldie. I missed a lot in a few weeks at that point and couldn't figure out what heck going on.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I am still getting comments on that video literally every single day from people who just kind of felt like intentionally left in the dark, like because Goldie just disappeared and only a few people actually addressed on their channels why she was no longer there. And she was such a big part of the, you know, like parasocial aspect of this community that I'm totally, you know, participant of. I just try and be conscious of it. And I'm totally like going off now, but I still get comments every single day on that, and I'm just like, I do want my channel to be like a safe space where people can come and find out
Yeah.
that information. And really what I want to do with MLMs, with cults, with literally anything on my channel is just like, if there's information that I have that I know and I can put it in a way that people will understand,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've got to do that because like a lot of people may not know, a lot of people may know, but my sister is in a cult. And like, so a lot of the reason that I do any of what I do is because like, it's all about the information control, all these groups. And I'm realizing society at large is all about information control. And that's a lot of the reason that I've been offline the past month. Not offline, but not as much online.
Right.
Just having a lot of realizations about my life. And all I want to do is put the information out there that people could, like in a way where they could find it if the barriers to them looking for it come down for even just a minute. Because like
Right.
if somebody who's in that group gets that 10 seconds of courage, as my Beachbody coach would have called it, and actually does the Google search that they've been scared to do, and they don't find something within the first 15 seconds, they might give up. And I can't let my silence contribute to that. So
Right.
that was a tangent. Holy crap.
No, it's all right. It's the same reason that I don't block like the trolls. Like if you're gross, then yeah, like you're gonna get blocked if you're being weird. But if you're a troll who's like Herbalife's amazing and changed my life, you're just a hater, block. Like they can block me. I want to be accessible to them when they need me. And when they leave Herbalife and they unblock me and they go, maybe that girl was they can still find me because I haven't like blocked them, you know? But yes.
Yeah, this is a safe place for you to bring that up. Absolutely. I understand also people who don't necessarily want to talk about it on their platforms, especially bigger channels. I have a lot of empathy for a lot of sympathy for that, a lot of empathy for that. I don't know what the right word is, but especially like this is maybe an unpopular opinion right now on YouTube, but I really respect the way that the folks on the Aftermath Foundation board, like, well, not actually all of them, but just like the Headleys in like specifically, I was really impressed with how they reached out to me, or Mark reached out to me. Mark publicly commented on my Goldie video to make sure that the people who would be looking to see if he was there would know that he had seen it and acknowledged it. And he reached out to me and thanked me for, bringing that information forward. And yeah, they haven't talked about it at all on their channel. And I think that that's okay, because unlike me, they have 40,000, a little less than that right now, 40,000 subscribers. And like, how many people actually, like, sure, a lot of the people active in their chats, in their live chats, probably knew who Goldie was, and really, really wanted to know where she went. But the vast majority of people who are watching their videos, especially after the fact, they don't know who Goldie is, and there's no need to bring attention from outside onto this. It definitely is like worth an explanation. So I think there are different ways that could be handled. Like, I don't know, having like I don't know, like maybe like a stream that they were to do and not leave up, kind of like you do with your Patreon chats. Just like, we're going to address this. The people who are really involved in our chats anyway will probably be there, and then one and done, they can pass along the information. I don't know, that's just like off the top of my head, but I don't know.
Maybe you could do something on Discord on like one of the, like in a specific group, so it wouldn't be on the main, but if people were interested, they could go there and find it.
Yeah, that's something to think
if
about.
you think it's necessary.
And I don't think
the information.
I mean, it's not for
is
Goldie at all, but just like
Right.
thinking of like future, I don't know, or current situations. So, anyways,
yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Which is it? Oh, did you look at this?
Oh yeah, I wanted to say that. Yes, I know all kinds of people who just buy like service dog vests or whatever on Amazon, and then take their rowdy dogs wherever they want.
Oh, that's
because
disgusting.
it says like service dogs. So it says, I don't know if that's what this is, but registration for service dogs, which maybe is something similar. Like, you have to be registered on a list, but people do. See, I don't know. I don't know the whole gist of it, but I know that I don't particularly enjoy when people, like pet owners, get service vests or service dog leashes or whatever just to take their dogs places that they don't belong. I don't know if that's the same thing.
If there's like
or a totally different issue that like also is in the same issue.
If there's like an organized scam about this, definitely.
I don't know.
Share Pup Groomer if you know
There's
something
so
about
many scams. I can't even keep up with them all.
Oh, Kellycopter is so cool. Yes.
Kellycopter is very cool. I was introduced to Life After Limb through Knowledge Bite. Yeah, Jordan's awesome.
This shirt is from Kellycopter's merch store, y'all.
Oh, it is? That's super cute. I like that. Jordan's super cool.
And this is Kelly's logo. Isn't that cute?
That is really cute. I like that. Is it embroidered?
Yes.
I like that.
And the whole thing is embroidered.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. You should look into this vendor.
Absolutely. Jordan was super cool. He reached out to me actually because another one, this is weird. So last November, I put out a call to action asking my listeners for Cult Month if they'd ever been anything culty, to send me like texts, and I would read them in the beginning, the housekeeping of the podcast, to just be like, here's some cults. And I think Danielle and I ended up getting a ton, and so we just ended up making it into like a podcast episode. And one of those people that was in that had submitted was this woman that had been a part of the No Name Fellowship. And it was this whole like weird cult that like I'd never heard of before. And like her father was involved in the death, this mysterious death, medical negligent death of this boy in the cult. And then the cult sort of disbanded almost immediately after that happened. So a couple months later, when the episode came out, I got an email from Jordan, and he was like, "Hey," and it's excuse me, it's really funny because like I have ADHD, and unless you literally say to me, "Hey, Roberta, I want to be on your show. I have a cool story to tell," I'm not going to get any of the subtle hints you drop at all. And so Jordan was like subtly hinting
Fun fact,
about wanting
that's
to tell
how we
his
met.
story. And he was like, "This is so weird. You're talking about the No Name Fellowship. Like, I was the prophesized like messiah of this cult. I was born into it,
Oh, I
disbanded
do
when I was like
remember
6
this.
months old." He was like, "That's so wild." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so crazy." And he was like, "That was sort of my way of asking if you'd be interested in having me on the show." And I was like, "Oh my God, of course." I didn't want to be like that kind of person that's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry for your trauma. Do you want to come on my show?" You know what I mean? I didn't want to be that person. But he was like, "Yeah, no,
Oh
I
my
totally
God.
do." So we recorded. And that's how I met Jordan. And, we did a little talking about conspiracy theories, which was great because I had talked to Mike Rothschild, who's also friends with Jordan.
I remember all of this now.
All
Yeah.
of these things, again, we say on Life
This
After
always
MLM a lot.
happens to
that we
you.
love.
People just like kind of fall in your lap. But
It's really weird. I've
so
like when we
fun.
met members of the FTC when we were in DC, and they're like, "Oh my God, Roberta, it's so nice to meet you. I love your show." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And I was like, "The FTC listens to Life After MLM?" And they're like, "We love it. We love your show." It's just like,
It was amazing.
oh. So now when I make the paging FTC jokes, like I know there's actually at least 2 or 3
Probably
people.
kind of felt a little bit like Katie Daffin from the FTC's address that she gave at the MLM conference that was basically just all about how awesome my website was last year that I built.
Yeah.
And I was like, crying.
So wild.
Like this is like a speech about regulatory shit. Like I can't.
But yeah, Jordan's really cool. We had a really fantastic conversation, and I always think it's interesting because even just being a podcaster, like we're all in sort of the same weird like primordial ooze in this genre when you have a successful podcast. And so it's kind of cool to like be able to make friends with other podcasters who like aren't in your genre, but like somehow the Venn diagram like just crosses enough that you're like, we should talk. And it's oddly enough, it's happened a lot on the show. And usually it's people who are, "Hey, if I knew, I would invite you on, but I don't know." So when they reach out to me and they say, "This is what it is," I'm like, I hate to ask, and that actually happened today. Someone reached out to me who is like being royally fucked by an MLM, like really bad. And she was like, "There's no NDA. In January, I can talk about it." And I was like, "Just ask Roberta." And I was like, "Do you want to come on the show?" She's like, "Oh my God, I would love to." So I was like, "I'm so sorry that this is happening, but my audience would love this." Like, I don't know I want to be ethical when I'm talking. You know what I mean? So
I do know what you mean.
I'm getting better at that.
Oh, Kaz says I'm always impressed with the Headleys. I agree. I always have been. I mean, Mark can be kind of hot-headed sometimes, but like, I think everyone's got real good intentions.
I'm excited.
And I love the two of them, and I love Mike. I'm a big Mike stan. Like you guys.
Where's your bobblehead?
Right here.
I don't even have a Mike bobblehead, but those flowers, those crusty old dried flowers are from Mike and Leah right there.
Oh no, Mike.
Oh no, Mike, your head fell off again.
Yeah, no, that's probably an unpopular opinion right now, but I don't give a fuck because he's a really good guy, and y'all should read his book.
Yeah, I don't know.
And,
I don't know what's going on. I base everything on my personal interaction, and Mike was very, very kind to me in a time of need. So I will never forget that, Mike or Leah.
All right, let's see. That is a cute shirt. Thank you, Bark. Thank you, Kelly Copter,
cute.
for the cute shirt. And this was actually, it was a gift from her merch store that she gave me for participating in the werewolves game.
Oh, right. The werewolf
Let's
thing.
see. Pup groomer. There are
Oh,
federal
wow.
laws surrounding what qualifies and determine what's. Oh, okay.
But like, what happens if someone just slaps on an Amazon vest? Like, can you get ticketed? Can you get in trouble? Can you get your dog like fined? Is there like a little check that goes on their license or like your record that says this person lies about service animals? Like,
right.
or is it just completely unregulated and anybody can be like, yeah, you have to let my dog in.
There we
It's
go.
my service dog. And then I feel like then that probably makes people who have actual service dogs probably gives them a little bit of anxiety of like, are people, and this is probably just my own anxiety, are people thinking that my dog isn't a real service dog because other people fake it?
Oh, that's
That's
not just
probably-
your anxiety. That is the exact reason that actual people who actually need service dogs are so disgusted by this.
Companies that register
It
and send
endangers them, and also it causes a stigma and like reinforces a stigma.
you can be charged with an actual crime. Really? Do you know what the crime is? Impersonation, probably, of a something? Of a like a licensed something or other, like without a license, maybe. I don't know. I know a lot of people that do that, and it's like that's one of my big, like when there's certain things that you can be like, I understand people have different ideas or beliefs or like whatever. Like there's certain things that really aren't a big deal in your life and you can sort of let it go, and it's not like that like heartbreaking crush of, oh, you're one of those people. I feel like the fake service dog vest in the house, like if I see it and I'm like that's the fake service dog vest is one for me that I'm just like, oh. I'd also like a big flapping flag. Certain kinds of flags would probably also make me go, oh. Just too much. Too much. I don't mind. I just think it's like the
It's also a crime.
It's also a crime. It's also a crime. Grand fraud
dog. Thank you.
Is that real? I don't feel like that's not real. Is it? Grand fraud dog.
Bert would lie to you.
Is it really called grand fraud dog?
I wouldn't trust the word that he says right now. Kaz says, I do think there are better laws now about service dogs. I don't rescue. I don't either.
Yeah, it is. It is very abused.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like, what if official vests just came in like a specific color that was like copyrighted, like Tiffany blue, you know what I mean? Like you can only get it from this one place. Then I'm sure people would like get it when it was just slightly off color. Anything is able to be scammed from a particularly sophisticated scammer, I guess.
True.
It's covered under ADA. Okay, so it's an ADA violation. Well, that makes sense. That makes actually a lot of sense. It is, but it's one of my like, there's an episode of How I Met Your Mother where it was like the glass that breaks, like their great butt. It was like their great butt. They pretend their dogs are service animals. I just know how much work you have to go in to actually like get that certification and complete those courses, and those dogs like deserve the recognition. Like those dogs work really hard. I have one dog that'd be a great service dog. He is laying on my bed and he is being the sweetest, kindest, nicest pupper of the whole world. And then my other dog would be the worst service dog, and I don't even know where she is. She's probably eating something in the kitchen that she moved a chair to climb up onto the counter to get closer to. What?
Jaja?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't worry, it's just me.
Gross.
It's not that gross.
Put that on your butt.
I didn't put it on my butt.
How do you dry your butt then?
I drip dry my butt.
Ew, and then there's butt juice on the floor.
Oh my God,
Butt
Abby.
juice.
Butt juice on the floor. Where do you think you live?
I don't know.
Stop.
Put butt juice on the floor.
Nobody puts butt juice.
I'll just use my strawberry one.
Well, there's 5 towels in that bathroom. Those bird ones haven't even been used.
You use them.
No, I don't.
You said you do. I use the strawberry.
I respect you, Burke.
My Burke YouTube is in tatters. It's all right.
I Burke you, Burke.
Better than the
All
butt juice
right.
on the floor. Yeah. Yeah,
Honestly.
better the butt juice is on the floor than on the wall.
Mm,
In your
yeah.
face, kid. Yeah, Burke said it. It must be
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
There's no butt juice. Who comes out of the shower with active butt juice anyway? It's clean water on clean skin. Give me a freaking break.
Yeah. Just because it touched a butt doesn't make it butt juice.
And I have a pretty clean butt. Like, let's be honest here, especially fresh out of the shower.
Right.
That child.
Ask Abby if she doesn't wash her butt in the shower.
Yeah, I gotta ask her why her butt would still be juicy. Not
Gross.
cool. Not cool, kid. I'll remember this. Santa's watching. I think that still works. Do you think that still works? Santa's
I don't
watching.
know. Where have you put up your have you no? What are they called?
Christmas trees?
No, not your trees.
Oh, back to butt juices and let talk. The Yule Nisa. No, they haven't shown up yet. I don't know where they are. They probably got stuck somewhere.
Nisa.
Nisa. And then when we were at the toy store, there was a Squishmallow that was an elf, and
Oh my
its
God.
name was Nisa. Nissa. And I was like,
Did you get it?
Nisa. No, but my daughter's friend got it instead.
Oh. Oh, I have a unicorn squishmallow and I love that thing. It's so soft. Oh my God.
Abby has like 87 of them. I stopped buying them. The rule is, look, I'll buy you the things you need, but the things like squashmallows that you don't need, that's where the money that you save comes in. Right? I spend so much money on like other things. I don't need to buy the dumb toys we already have.
Girl, I know. You know what I bought today?
What? She left. She was just like, guess what, guys? And then she's like, gone. She's never coming back.
Right here.
She's never
I can
coming
hear
back.
you. I never
Rude.
left. I bought like 4 different Spidey and his amazing friends toys and different and stuff, and not a one of them was not a replacement for something that Reptard ate. And the little ghosty action figure, let me tell you, it was the second replacement.
My roommate makes these peanut butter cookies, and if you get them, if they're slightly undercooked, they're really good too. But she tends to overcook them a little bit because she's like, well, I like them a little crunchier. But you know how cookies continue to cook, and so they'll get really, really crunchy. And so we had this like bag on the counter of like reject crunchy peanut butter cookies that like nobody was really eating, but like nobody also wanted to admit it should just be thrown away. And they sort of like got moved on the counter, like got to move it over here to do something, move it over here for a while. And then one day I woke up and Jaja had found them and had like bit a hole in the bag and had eaten a good portion of the peanut butter cookies. And I have to remind everybody in the house, the dog is like 7 feet tall when she stands up, and she will get anything on the counter that is not nailed down.
I want peanut butter cookies right now. Oh my God.
So did you see the little, you know, the M&M minis They have like M&M minis, those little candies. They have M&M minis peanut butter.
Ooh, I didn't see this.
And I bit it in half. It doesn't have the peanut butter center, but the chocolate inside is like peanut butter and chocolate mixed together. So it's like a peanut buttery chocolate. So I thought, what if I make, because I've got this really great peanut butter cookie recipe. If I made the peanut butter cookies and I made them kind of bigger, like more like a boutique cookie, you know? And then before cooking it, pressed it into the peanut butter M&Ms and then baked it. And so the top would have like crunchy peanut butter M&M, and then you bite into it. Ooh, peanut butter cookies dipped in Nutella too. That's a good one. Hi,
Hey,
Starla. And then eat it with a fork.
Okay.
Does that sound good? Crunchy
It
peanut
sounds
butter
really,
too.
it sounds really, really good, and I want to do that.
When you come out to visit, we'll make them.
What? Oh, when I visit, yes, of course. When I do that. Guess what I've been doing the last day? I have a new hyperfixation that I'm in the middle of.
What?
I am trying to figure out how to digitally generate a background track for a song that I want to record. But the problem
Like-
is,
Are you writing the song so it's a completely original song?
well, I already wrote it, but I wrote
Or
it
is it a
like
parody?
11 years.
Oh, okay.
And so all I have is a recording of me playing the guitar from it, and I don't own a guitar anymore. So literally all I have is this crappy recording of me playing it, and I decided that what I wanted to do was try and figure out how I could like use my computer to like analyze the like recording of me from then to like tell me what all the notes are and what the tempo should be and everything, and then like have like an AI music generation tool like recreate it somehow. But I don't know how to do any of that, and I don't even know if it's possible. But that's what I've been like trying to that's what I've been distracting myself with the past day.
I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
Well, I didn't either until like yesterday. But
Very cool.
I'll show you what it looks like because it's super interesting.
I've just been tired. I've just been tired.
Yeah.
It's been rain. It like we started getting rain. I think it was either today or yesterday. So it's been a little drizzly. The winter weather is finally showing up here in California. I like the emotional.
Yeah, no,
pets.
we got snow last weekend. We got snow over like Thanksgiving.
got
I don't remember
snow?
what day. Yeah, like quite a bit of snow. I didn't go out in it, but we had to like
I
shovel
wore a
and I had
tank
to
top
like
today. It finally got cold enough that I had to
Well,
put on a sweater, but
I went
wore a
out
tank
in
top
this
most of the
today. It was like the snow just melted yesterday and now it's like I don't know, 45 out. But anyway, this is like the like the waveforms or whatever, but in this program you like add these layers over it which like analyzes it and then tells you like what chord it is, and it says it like right there or whatever. Like, and I know like I wrote the song, I don't really play guitar anymore and I don't own one anymore, and I never was good at it, so I was just hoping that I could like, I don't know, but I might end up going on like Fiverr and like seeing if I can hire someone for like, I don't know how much it'll cost to like if I just give them like the recording from 11 years ago, and like I bet there's a guitarist on Fiverr that I could hire to just like recreate the backing track better. But that
I
would
have
cost
no
money.
idea.
And this stuff is free.
Yeah.
So anyway, but this program is pretty cool because like you just like, I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Undo what I just did. Cause like this is what?
If you push play.
So that's just
Oh,
like
cool.
like I was just trying to figure out the chord progression and I figured out that much. But apparently you can like, use different files to replicate, the sounds of different instruments and then like mess with it and everything like that. But it's also I think it will not turn out very good.
Huh.
So the other thing I was thinking, I don't know, maybe there's some like AI app or something that would take my just like original recording and just like fix the tempo on it.
Hmm.
Because that's the main problem with it. It's just all, I don't know. It's not
Yeah.
consistent. I didn't have a metronome going when I was recording it, and so like it's hard to like use it
Right.
as a backup track for me to re-sing it, if that makes sense.
Right. No, it totally does. It totally does.
So that's kind of, but yeah, I mean, what I've mostly been focused on the past like month and a half has been like the genocide in the Middle East. So it's hard for me to think about anything else, and I have clung on to anything that makes me want to dive down a hole, in
I
a good
think
way.
I think if I hadn't been doing double episodes and literally being so unbelievably busy, I would have had a lot more free time to sit and ruminate and think about things too. I'm thankful for that because it's so much. It's just so much, and it's very triggering, and it's really, really difficult to even think about. It's just heartbreaking. And that's what I do when I don't know what to do, is I just like bury myself in more work and be like, I'm so busy. I don't have time to look at it or think about it because I'm so busy. So for that, I'm thankful because I don't know what I would be. Yeah. See, I avoid ruminating by watching ex-Scientologist YouTube channels. You see, that works. Also, Starla, I have no idea why you thought I lived in Louisiana or Kentucky. I live in San Diego. I lived in Georgia for like a year and a half, but that was in like 2007. Long time ago.
Have it saved to MIDI note flight. I can put it out. But I don't know, like, can I make a MIDI out of just like a recording of me having played? Like, is that what a MIDI is? It's just like the data of. I'm not asking you, Roberta. I'm asking OBG Foster.
I think a MIDI is like a sound file, right? Like very raw.
Yeah, but it's like a data file for sound. It's like a data audio file.
Right.
But I don't know like how to make a MIDI out of something I recorded and just downloaded off of YouTube. Does that make sense? I mean,
yeah.
Kind of talking to you, kind of talking to the chat.
Yeah. Because you have an
Anyway.
existing raw file of you performing the song, but you want to turn it into a digital version so you can re-record it.
Yeah, I want to like, okay, so what I did figure out how to do was I used that app that I just pulled up and showed you, the Sonic visualizer
thing. Did you ask Kelly?
No, I haven't, but she uses GarageBand. And I've asked her some music stuff, and I asked her to like help me with the music. I don't know if people in the chat saw, but the song that I posted, the Brandi Carlile cover that I uploaded a few weeks ago. I asked her with help for that, and she was like, I mean, I'm happy to help you, but I'm like no expert or anything. So, I mean, she's really good, but I think she's good in the way that I am. Like, we kind of just like can, in the way you are too. Like, she can just like sit down and figure out how to get something done and do it really good. It's not that she has like a special expertise or knowledge in it.
Right.
She's just good at it.
Yeah, and then when I ask like the expert,
she's a perfectionist, maybe.
Right. I'll figure something out. And then when I ask the expert, they're like, well, how did you figure that out?
Yeah.
Like, you're doing like 80 steps. You could do it in 5. And I was like, yeah, well, now my brain knows it in 80. So there's no way I'll be able to do it in 5.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Kelly operates the same way based on what she said when I asked her for help with my song. So I think we're pretty much working from the same playing field. But anyway, what I did manage to figure out how to do was take the entire audio from the song and export it into like a text file.
Oh.
But the text file is too big for me to open in anything, and I don't know what to do with it. So
It's too big to open, but it was not too big to download.
yeah, well, it exported, and
So one you export. Okay.
like it's
now
too big
now that it's been unzipped, it's too big.
It's too big for the program. It's not too big for my computer, but it's just like it's not too big for the program that created it, but that program doesn't open it. It just creates it. Does that make sense?
I think so.
It's too big for the program I'm trying to open it in. Anyways, let's see. Oh, I'm gonna get that dip real quick.
Oh my gosh, I just got an email.
Ooh, a juicy one? Butt juice?
It's an Amway email. My favorite kind, Spanky boy. My favorite kind of emails.
Boy,
it says, "Hey Robert, I've been listening to your show for about a year now. I've never been part of an MLM, but I have friends who used to be, so I was finding listening to everyone's experience so interesting. Quick story and then my question. My wife and I have a 1-year-old daughter. We were at a coffee shop a few months back with our stroller, and there was a couple sitting inside drinking coffee, and they struck up a conversation with us. They were our age and said they were expecting their first child as well and started asking questions. They were nice, but not really the type we would just hang out with. By the end of the conversation, my wife exchanged numbers with the girl, so my wife could send her a few links to resources we utilized during the pregnancy, and they texted back and forth for a bit, and then things got weird. My wife got a phone call a few weeks ago, late Sunday night, from the girl, like at 10, who said that she was on her way back from a business conference and was asking what me and my wife did for work and wanted to know if we were looking for a better business opportunity towards financial freedom. You know, now that we have a kid and all to support. I'm not sure what else was said, but my wife explained that we both have careers and are financially stable and are not interested. And then my wife came downstairs and told me this. And before she could finish the story, I knew it was an MLM after my wife said no.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
How often do the elves come
We'll see. We'll see.
It's
We'll
so
see.
good.
I'm still live, babe.
in?
Can we talk about this in a bit?
No.
After my wife said no to her, all contact stopped and she suddenly didn't have any more baby questions. Thankfully, with how easy it is to find people on social media with the phone number, we found the woman and her husband on Instagram and put it together that they were in something called LTD, Leadership Team Development. And from my research, I see that they're tied to Amway somehow, which I only know of because of your podcast. I can't exactly figure out what this LTD is and how it's tied into Amway. So I wanted to reach out to you.
Don't you have LTD episode?
Yeah. If you have any knowledge on it, we're not interested in it whatsoever. We were just curious what it is. After listening to your podcast, I don't trust anyone recruiting for an MLM. And now I'm questioning if the woman we were approached by was even pregnant at all. Her Instagram didn't have anything about it. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing the whole time. Or if we were just targeted. Sorry for the long message,
pregnant.
but genuinely curious if you knew anything about this or heard any similar stories. Thank you. I know that person is not watching right now, which is totally normal and fine. That'd be kind of weird if they were. But yes, LTD stands for Leadership Team Development, which is a line of affiliation within Amway, which is what their teams are called. So yes, it is. It is so Amway. All of it was so Amway.
This dip is so effing good.
Is it? What is it that the
Torshi dip?
The Torshi. It has like eggplant and stuff in it, right? Like a baba ganoush kind of.
This is it's like a cream cheese dip, but it's
a cream cheese Torshi with cream cheese.
Yeah. But like the other ingredients are like everything's like pickled and it's super hot, and it's hot peppers, Mediterranean pickles, celery, cauliflower, carrots, green olives, which is
they're all pickled.
So
Torshi's pickled.
Pimentos, olive oil, obviously, vinegar, salt, and spices. Well, it was really, really good, and I got to meet Baba, the guy, the of Baba's Pantry, and
Yeah,
it was a really, really cute spot.
that's cool. There's
These are really good, and I'm definitely going. And these are the best freaking pita chips. Oh my god!
there's a Middle Eastern bakery that we went to a couple weeks ago that's not too far from my house called Habibi Bakery, which Habibi
Mhm.
means love, and
Mhm.
it's so cute. And they had like an Instagram wall in
That's the
there
name
with
of
like,
the. That's the name of the just like grocery supply store, the
oh nice.
Mediterranean.
Yeah, and they have like an Instagram, like an Ivy Instagram wall with like the pink neon sign, and
Mhm.
they
I
had
love
like
that.
fresh Turkish delight with all these different flavors. And literally, like if you watch if you're on my Instagram feed and you're watching what I see all the time, it's always like the Mediterranean food, like the street food, where they're like pouring the oil and the sugar syrup and everything's sizzling and crackling, and they're
Mm.
chopping it up and they're serving it with like condensed milk and all that. It was just like that, but a bakery. And I walked in and I
Mm-mm-mm.
was like, I don't know what I want. I kind of want to try a little bit so I know what to get next time. And he was like, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want to try these? I said, just give me like a little bit of the best stuff. And he's like, oh, this is the best seller. This is the best seller. And he just made me like a thing. And it was like a plastic to go container, but it was full to the brim with all kinds of Turkish delight and baklava and different treats. It was like $10 maybe for this huge thing. And I was like, I will definitely be back. It was really good.
I might have to go.
We have
back
a
to
lot
this
of
place
Mediterranean stuff around here. We have a really big Chaldean community here in San Diego, which Chaldeans are Catholic Middle Easterners.
Huh.
Yeah.
Are they from a specific region?
Mostly, I think, Iraq.
Huh.
I think mostly Iraq, Iran, Iraq, that whole area.
I've never heard of that word.
Yeah, Chaldean. Chaldean. Chaldean.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have
Catholic
to look into it.
Arabs,
I'm just curious.
essentially.
Real quick, OBG Cluster, I will look that up after this stream because
Middle Eastern.
yeah, I need all the help I can get, and I hadn't heard of that.
Very like really cool community, great restaurants, some of the best food ever. And I went to a high school, lots of Chaldean kids. Lots of my friends growing up were Chaldean. It was very cool. I didn't even realize that it wasn't everywhere.
I mean, I don't know.
Really beautiful, like Catholic churches, like massive, gorgeous temples. Gorgeous.
Well, how's this? This isn't like that, but it, I went to a Catholic school growing up, and right across the street from my school was an Islamic school, and that was pretty cool. And I'm really proud of our community, my church that I was a part of, and my school that I went to. It was grade school, because I very like, I was 7th grade in 2001, and immediately after 9/11 happened, the school across the street constantly had patrols. Like, the cop cars just lived in their parking lot for years after that, and there was so much fear, and there was so much. I was like not even really that exposed to anything, except I got a little bit of it because like of the shit my dad would listen to on like talk radio or whatever. But like, for the most part, I was just surrounded by actually compassionate people, but just wasn't hearing like everything that was going on. And
Yeah.
what I do remember was that my school, like, we made friends with the school across the street after 9/11. Like, we tried to proactively like start doing events with them, and like we would walk across the street like once or twice a year and like sit with them while they prayed and just like learn about their school and stuff like that. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Let me
really
see.
like that.
Pardon me if you've already said, but what's the name of your MLM exposing page? I'm watching on Michelle's page. Oh, Roberta is not streaming right now, so that's she's not really she doesn't do a lot of YouTube yet, but we're working on that. I think
did. I've taken like almost a 2-year break from YouTube because
kind of.
of anxiety.
You have
Like
a lot of unlisted
literal anxiety from like people who I thought were my friends who decided to become bullies instead. Like, and I just didn't want to deal with it. And I was like, this is why we can't have nice things. I'm not going live anymore. That's what happened.
Gosh,
And I think a lot of those
that doesn't
bullies are kind
happen
of
on
being
YouTube.
exposed now. And I feel a little more safe to come back to YouTube. So I think I've made the comment. I've told Michelle I've made the comment, but I'm thinking about coming back to YouTube in 2024 and just making it like a priority. But I do have a YouTube page, and you can go watch stuff. There's a ton of stuff over there you can watch. I think it's just Roberta Blevins LA Life After MLM LAMLM, I think is what it is. But if you just search Roberta Blevins, I'll pop right up. And I've got some stuff on there. I react to my old Hun content. It's all called Hunberta, and so it's me like making fun of my old content and teasing myself and exposing like the dumb stuff I was saying. And
I think this is it.
Yes. And then my podcast is Exposed. Thank you, Burke. My podcast is Life After MLM. YouTube juice on the floor. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, Life After MLM. And I talk about mostly MLMs, but we do a lot of cult and scam indoctrination stuff too. I have 4 or 5 Scientology episodes. 4 official, and Marilyn.
Mike was first, right?
Mike was first last year, and then Alex and Marilyn. We do talk about SPTV with Marilyn. We talk about Scientology. It's not Scientology's focus. And Marilyn's story is great. And Kelly, we just talked to Kelly, but it's not up yet. And then both Liz Gale and Liz Ferris both came on the show as well to tell their stories. It was a heavy month. It was a really heavy month. And then we did a bunch of evangelical stuff too. So we talked about Hillsong. Wait, who?
Are you going to talk to Claire? Or did you say Claire?
Emailed her. I emailed Claire.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
She's busy. I'm busy. It's, you know how it is.
Yeah,
it just happens.
Everyone's busy. And I mean, Claire will be an awesome person to have on no matter when. Like, it doesn't have to be
absolutely. Absolutely. I just think that's a fantastic episode, regardless of when and where it goes. And now, really, the only time there's ever a focus is usually October and November, as there's a theme. But this year, I was just talking to Kayla, who's my editor, and I was going to talk to you about it too. I'm thinking about doing a couple themed months this year, because one of the main themes that I want to talk about, we've talked about like purity culture and faith manipulation and like evangelical and like different things. But I think one of the things I really want to focus on this year is like the history of certain MLMs and like how they've been around for a long time. So I'd like to do like an Herbalife month and like talk to Jason and have him talk about the lawsuit. I'm sure we can find like someone Ackman adjacent to talk about that, because there's the documentary, like there's the lawsuits. We can do a LuLaRoe month. We can do, you know, just different things that have different lawsuits or documentaries or a little bit more news, and share a little bit more into the history of MLM, and have like Robert and Doug and all them guys. So to do a little bit more history, especially after talking to Jane and her book coming out and everything, it just seems like a good topic to continue on with. So that'll be fun.
New subscribers to my channel. I have shared my MLM story on several different podcasts, and the first one was on Roberta's podcast.
Yeah.
So look back.
It was 2 years ago.
Oh God, what episode number was that? Jeez,
it was 2 years ago. So
79 or something.
Oh my God, still below 100.
I think.
Just Google Life After MLM Michelle Carpenter. It'll come right up.
Exactly. So I shared my Beachbody story on there, and then I also shared more.
That's where Miss Kitty Carpenter was invented.
That's right. I don't think they know about Miss Kitty Carpenter. We'll have to tell you about Miss Kitty Carpenter, who well, never mind. You'll learn about her. Anyways, I shared I shared the eating disorder part, for the most part, of that story on the Yes Honey. Yeah.
Is it the
Be-
balance of nature that's affiliated with
Oh.
Church of Scientology? I don't
We've
know.
talked
Is it
about
balance
no,
of nature?
I don't think they are. I tried. We just talked about this in the Discord. Hang on. I might have to look up the. I came to the conclusion in my research that it was not, and it just looks a lot
Not
like Herbalife.
affiliated.
It doesn't seem to be an MLM, but it is owned by a Scientologist.
Okay. Balance of nature
Um,
is affiliated with Scientology, but not Herbalife.
Right, and is not an MLM as far as I know. It could be a scam. I mean, it looks like a scam. It's probably a scam. But anyways,
Yeah.
yes, OBG Foster Beachbody is an MLM and a cult, and I was in it for 14 months, and I've shared my story on TikTok, on the Life After MLM podcast, on Instagram, on my YouTube channel if you scroll back far enough, so pick your poison.
Yeah. There's a lot out there. Yeah. It's very surprising. A lot of times people don't know the very normalized ones are MLMs because so many people are a part of it, or there's commercials on TV. And Beachbody also has like a non-MLM side that they'll promote online, which is like, it isn't MLM, but then when you go to sign up, they like make you pick a coach. But someone told me that they were like, I refuse to be with a coach. And after a couple like back and forths, they were put in the program without a coach, but it was like pulling teeth to get that to happen. But it's possible. It's just not the norm.
That's nuts. But yeah, we actually you should check out if you're curious about Beachbody. Okay, you only use YouTube and Facebook. Okay, cool. I think we actually talked about this on YouTube. If you go back to the stream that we did after my episode came out, we did like a TikTok live stream and I re-uploaded it onto my YouTube. And that's where we talked about how it's literally a pyramid scheme because of like, all of the second business centers and stuff.
Oh yeah. You can have like 52 business centers or something that you control. I mean, nobody does.
You can build your own downline. You can be your own downline.
I think the highest person that we were able to find had like 9 business centers underneath them, but it is possible to have up to 52. Anyway, it's 8:45, which means I need to get my daughter ready for bed and tuck her in and do all that bedtime stuff. So I want to say thank you for having me on your stream.
Thanks for coming on.
Hanging out.
Thanks. It's kind of like celebrating me getting monetized.
Yay, monetization. Now you're going to
Yay.
get so famous, you're going to forget all of us.
No, I still want you to pay me for the work I'm doing. Ha ha.
Ha ha. Anyway. All right. I will talk to you later.
Okay,
it was nice meeting everybody. Check out my channel. If you have questions, hit me up. If you have a story to share, hit me up. The whole thing. It's very collaborative. Okay, it's bedtime.
If she doesn't need a message, you can message me.
Talk to you later. Bye.
So anyways, now that she's gone, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not sure what I'll say. I was thinking about talking about the drama. Burke, what should I do? Go to sleep? Ooh, there's an olive in here. This dip is so freaking good. And I thought I'd eaten the last olive in there, but I think there's one here. Roberta's a hoot. And I give her a lot of crap, but only because this summer we spent like all day, every day together. Sorry, I never actually read your message on here, and I just had it up. My ex-husband was like a magnet for MLMs. He was constantly jumping from one to another, dropping nuts. It's usually the wives. I mean, I don't say that to be like misogynistic or anything, but Mark says, Bail, don't comment unless you've seen it all and waited a week. Well, you know what? I haven't seen it all. So that's probably a good idea. Yeah, Pup Groomer, that's one of my closest friends, and I've been working with her. I actually introduced myself to her to ask if I could be on her podcast. So, well, that was like 2 years ago now. And I got really, really into doing like real, I don't want to say real, but doing like organizing, doing like, I was going to say real activism. But what I would have meant was like direct action, I guess, rather than like content creation. And I really wanted to get into more direct action against multi-level marketing, and that's what she was looking to do too. And she had more connections, and we kind of have the same brain. So we work well together. And this summer, we spent most of every waking hour in StreamYard, like we were a minute ago, but not live, just like working on activism and podcast episodes and God knows what. Anyway, she cool. Let's see. Yeah. In-person activism coordination. Not in person though. I'll run this by you, Bert. What I have decided to kind of call my like freelance work, because I don't know. I do Discord management. I like design websites. I also just like organize, like connecting people and like help with booking with various like channels and podcasts. And I just like try, I don't know, like to do a bunch of behind the scenes stuff in addition to the little content that I make. And as far as like stuff that I would like to potentially get paid for, like the things that I do for Life After MLM. Obviously, Roberta pays me for that, but that's like managing the website. I built her new website. We haven't re-rolled it out yet, but I'm working on building her a Discord, much like the SPTV Discord for her patrons. So things like that are not just like volunteer work. I have decided to call freelance digital community organizing. What do you think? Or just like, I heard the phrase digital director in reference to something like that, but like for a specific company. This bite was so hot. Oh my god. This stuff is so good. I can't believe you guys are still on here watching. I mean, online community infrastructure specialists. I like that. Gosh. Gosh. That Berkeley sort of. Oh. Yeah. I'm in a great headspace, but I think like I'm good. I don't really care. I have my opinions. They are what they are. And I support the SPTV community, and I support everyone who is working to take down Scientology and bust people out of Scientology. And that's all I have to say about that for now. A lot of people want me to make a video about this, and I don't think any of the people asking me to do it would like what I have to say. So maybe not. One thing I will say though is that it reminds me of something that I went through in January of this year. There was like someone who I used to consider a friend and who I had worked with previously on activist causes, who went on YouTube and went public with their with her like version of something that had happened over a year ago at that point, that ended up being completely different from the reality. But everyone who watched her stream about it took it as fact, and let's just say that the reaction of the long-term and ongoing and harassing and belligerent reaction of the people who had been watching her stream that day for weeks, for months after it cost me several $100s in therapy. So I just think that, you know, even if I had, like, I know I'm being very vague and maybe I'll make a video about this, but I think that if I had actually done the things that I was accused of doing in that video, I still would think that the response to it, the harassing of me and the canceling of me and the making me want to die and the sending me to therapy and you know, causing me to essentially quit doing anti-MLM content for a long time, all of that, I don't think it would have been justified even if I'd done the things that I was accused of doing. So that's like, you can make what you will of that really vague answer. I'll probably like talk more about at least my personal situation, you know, in the future, because it had a really big effect on me, and I think that my online presence has recovered enough that coming forward about any of it is not going to lose me all of the support that I have like it did in January. Yeah, so anyway, I am happy to leave it on this. There is something really scary when creators weaponize their communities to attack. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. I've been on the receiving end of that. In retrospect, I have almost definitely been on the agitating end of that. And yeah. It's just like coming out of an MLM or a cult. Like, most of us have been a perpetrator and a victim at some point, and I don't know. There's a reason that it says in the Bible and every other ancient text, you know, not to what is it? fuck. I don't think it says anything about glass houses in the Bible, but the pick the plank from your eye. I like purposely forgot the Bible. Sorry, everyone. All right. I think you should make some general content about applying. Yeah, applying. I would love to do that. A lot of people in the comments on that Goldie video really appreciated my use of the bite model in it, and I, looking back on that video, don't think I did a good enough job actually breaking it down, because I think there were a lot better points that I could have made. I would really like to do something like that. Thank you, Paintbox Tunes. It's like making a hate video about licking the salt off crop. Yeah, definitely seeking an extreme response. I agree. Maybe could have, like, not. Maybe could have been convinced that it was not that after the first one, but after the second and the third and now the fourth, not so much. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's true. That's true, and I've heard that a lot in. Oh my god. Blah, blah. At this point, I'm just babbling. I'm a little high. I'm a lot high. And it's kind of late, and I've got a pepper and some Furbies and a big dog. Be like water. Better to be the river, not the stone in the middle. Best to be the changing water, not the pebble dragged along. Yeah, baby. I've got a pepper. You know what that reminds me of? Although almost everything reminds me of this. I don't know why I think of this scene from this movie so often, but that scene from Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion where they're like getting in their rental car and like going to go to the reunion and everything, and Romy's just like, if anyone needs to make a call, I've got a phone, because it's like so cool that she's got a cellular phone. It's like this big. I'm really glad that it did that. That's why I wrote it out in the form of the bite model, and I really did that for myself. And then I was just like, wow. Yeah, I've rehashed this, and I've said I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I mean, I'll talk about it a little more, but I've already said most of what I have to, everything that I have to say about it. You're totally allowed to talk about it though here, 100%. I just don't have anything to add. That would be productive, and I try to be productive a little bit. Anyways, I've got a pepper. Didn't. Anyways, let's try that again. I've got a